Bunker! Taking the bunker!
Give me just a second, buddy. I'm trying to set up this podcast and stream and stuff. Not right now. In a little bit I will. Well, I wanted to play games too, so I figured this would be the best way. Plus, I'm about to take one of my earmuffs off so I can start it.
I know, fucking Mr. Dennis asked me, he's like, you need a ride home? I'm like, nah.
Securing the bunker!
Stuff I'm gonna have on me. He's like, what is it? I'm like, greenery. He's like, gotcha. That is bullshit. Low burning high cover.
Plug. Oh, it kicked me out. It took too long. It'll be alright.
Dirty boy.
Right. Alright. So, how did you get into being a roadie?
Basically fell into it, believe it or not.
And how'd you fall into it?
Buddy of mine needed a hand doing some shit, and he happened to know a friend who worked in the radio industry, who ended up getting me a club gig. I ended up working at a place called the Palladium in Worcester, Massachusetts. You can Google it. It's a rock club, or at least it used to be. They host a bunch of different type of crap now, but it was mainly a rock, metal, dive hole.
Okay.
That mid-level bands like Killswitch Engage, As I Lay Dying, bands of that caliber, Lamb of God, Down, I Hate God, metal bands
Gotcha.
play. And being a club tech, people get to know you. Musicians end up getting to know you. If they like you, they prefer you. Sometimes they want you to come out on tour. And then you end up just working for a certain band for either number of months, number of years, tour cycle, depending on what they're doing, if they're in studio or if they're touring or what they need. Mm-hmm. And dude, that can go from anywhere to, hey man, can you go grab me a case of beer, this, and that, to you're loading freaking 2 days worth of gear out of 3 semi-trailers on a festival every other day, day on, day off. That's why I loved Ozfest. You got a day on, work, everything, day off. Other tours, like Warped Tour, stuff like that, day on, day on, day on, day on, day on, not good. You'll get burnt out, and you'll end up hating the business.
If you could choose a date and time and a way of death that you would prefer to have it, why would you choose that particular death? And when would you choose to die? And what is the meaning behind your decision?
That is a hard question that 10 years ago, I would have given you a completely different answer than I would now. 10 years ago, I didn't think I would have lived. I'm 32. I didn't think I would have lived to see 28, 27. But that whole 10-year gap, I could have given you a million different answers. I could have ended it a million different times. But these days, if I had to pick a way to go out, It'd probably be painless. I wouldn't really want to know. Back in the day, I literally did try to put a 357 round in my head. The gun did not fire. I took the gun, pointed it at the goddamn wall, and every single bullet fired. Explain that. We're all here for a goddamn reason. Ain't none of us know what the hell it is. But, live your life long enough, you pop the mortal coil when you do. I'll meet my maker when it happens.
What tragic event happened in the past and happened to you that you would change, and why would you do that? And what do you think the outcome of those changes that you made to correct your past would be?
Tragic outcome in my life? I would have probably stopped my Nana from dying, man. Because she was only 53 years of age, and I'd have had a completely different life with her taking care of me versus my mother and stepfather.
Understandable. Alright, so we're going to go back to the music. What was the craziest thing that you have ever seen touring around the country?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Are we talking crazy good, crazy bad?
Just your version of the craziest thing that you ever saw touring around the country.
My question is, are we talking party-wise? Are we talking amounts of booze and drugs?
We're talking about anything that you think is above all that.
I once saw a man eat an entire chocolate cake the size of my head for about $300.
So you saw a guy eat an entire cake the size of your head for $300.
Homie, bet him he wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't eat a whole cake for $300.
Technically, he
I would have ate that cake for $300, honestly.
That cake was probably about this big.
As big as the table? Oh, dude, fuck yeah. Give me a glass of water.
I literally watched that man sit there for 3 hours and eat an entire chocolate cake
for $300. That's crazy. That is crazy.
There's some insane road games that get made up.
What was the hardest day on tour, and when was it, and how did it affect you in your life today?
Dude, hardest day on tour is always first day, load up, load out, getting on the road into the first week. You got to get used to that grind. After the first week, everything's a breeze. Your body gets used to what you're doing. And by what I mean by gets used to what you're doing is that first week you're going to be sore as hell. You're going to be aching as hell, and your body's going to be dead. But after you get through that first week, you build a mental callus, so to speak, and everything's cake.
Right.
You have your rough days. I'd say the roughest points were the morning hangovers after nights of being up with bands, drinking till about 6 or 7, falling asleep for 2 or 3 hours, getting up, drinking a couple bottles of Pedialyte.
Drinking a couple bottles of Pedialyte and just fucking dipping it.
Drinking a couple bottles of Pedialyte, puking a little bit, getting a shot or two in you, and getting back on.
What was the best thing that you remember about working or being on tour?
The best thing? Oh, God. The women.
The women? Like, what you mean, the women?
That's really all I can say without it.
The ladies. So,
ladies.
The best thing for being on tour was the ladies. Alright.
Ladies, weed, and free booze.
Right? What concert did you make the most money off of, and what was it?
That was a tour cycle, really.
Well, what tour cycle did you make the most money off of, and what was it?
That was the first Ozfest cycle back in 06.
So, Ozfest in 06.
Ozzy and Sharon always paid good.
There you go.
It was like $22 an hour.
$22 an hour. That's crazy. So it was Ozfest.
And if you're sitting in a truck just driving down the road, that's like $12 an hour.
You said it was $22 an hour.
If you're actively working a show day, yeah.
Man. And it was an 06?
Yeah, and that was scale pay. I don't know what it is now, so you couldn't ask me about now, but that's 06.
Great. What was the biggest party that you ever showed up on?
Dear Lord.
I mean, you got a minute. I'm gonna partake in this.
That's really an unanswerable question.
It's an unanswerable
That's like
question.
asking me which nut I love more.
Oh my God. We're just gonna put N8. We're just gonna put N8 right there.
That's like asking me which nut I
Damn.
love more, bro.
Alright. Alright, so we're gonna go back to a different one. Go up. Wrong way, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. You good about talking about love and experiences in your own life? Okay. Cool.
I'm an open book, bro.
Okay.
I wish I had a backrash, but hey.
Okay, how do you feel about love, death, and what happens after life, and the death and, as Bill Nye says, the spectrum?
Love, man. I've had love. I've been in love. Love's a crazy, fucked up roller coaster ride of emotions. That can last anywhere from 2 seconds to 20, 30, 40 years life. I had a 3-year relationship, man. And this is why I say love's a crazy, weird thing, man. Love does not know age or time. My ass ended up falling for one of my best friend's moms, who's about 20 years my senior, and that ended up being about a 1.5-year relationship. We were in love up until her daughter, who didn't like me, didn't like us being in a relationship, decided to frame my ass for taking 20 pain pills.
Because you were the drug addict roadie, right?
I'm the drug addict, junkie, alcoholic, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
But no, I've been lucky enough to feel love 3 times in my life for 3 different women and men, and the emotion's always the same. It's the roller coaster's not knowing when it's gonna end or if. That's how I feel on that. Same thing with life. You don't know when it's gonna end, but you do know if on that subject. You just don't know when.
Yeah.
So man, I didn't know it back in the day when I was getting all fucked up and everything, but even then I was living one day at a goddamn time. But the program of AA, NA, 12-step, you learn to really live your life 1 minute at a time, 1 day at a time. I don't know if tomorrow is guaranteed. Yesterday's fucking gone. I live for now.
All right. What do you feel are positive and negative outcomes, and how would you deal with the aftermath of death?
How would I deal with the aftermath of death for myself?
Yeah. What do you think the positive and negative outcomes of death would be for you?
Are you talking about like if I make it to the other side and
what do you think?
Like, hey, what the fuck's going on? Hey.
What do you think? You think you're gonna burn, or you think you're gonna go in the ground? You think you're gonna go up in fluffy white clouds with little baby angels with wings and what? What do you think is going on? You're gonna go see Buddha on an elephant?
Okay,
What do you think?
I got what you're asking. I get what you're putting down.
How do you rectify death, and what do you think is gonna happen after you die?
Well, there's another joke we tell in the program. Man dies, gets up to the fucking pearly gates, fucking whatever you want to call it. St. Peter's chilling there, says, hey, let me show you around. We got a couple different versions up here. You can pick what you want. So he takes him by the first one, right? Opens up the door. Here's a bunch of fucking happy people playing bingo, doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. He's like, who are these people? He's like, they're the Catholics. Okay, so take me next door. A bunch of people just on their knees praying, the Our Father, this and that. Who are they? Oh, they're the Christians. Takes him by next door. There's a bunch of people smoking cigarettes, chilling, happy as fuck, hanging out. Who are they? He says, we don't know and they won't tell us. And they were the AA program. So really, I think when you get to the other side, your version of heaven is going to be whatever you accept it to be, or want it to be, really. It's tailored to you, kind of like the goddamn Matrix, I guess.
Alright. I like that idea.
It's going
whatever your heavenly desire is, that's what your heaven will be.
Your family, your peoples are there that have passed on, man, and like, you know. It's just,
But let me ask you this. So what if some unseen force in the universe decided, oh, you're going underground. You're going the other way around where all the bad people go.
Either way, I still
Even if
either way, I'm still sure I got a few people in either direction, so I'm gonna be alright.
Alright. Okay.
But I have lived a decent enough life that I know the man upstairs does look out for me on a daily basis. I mean, I've had 22 seizures in the last 5 years. I haven't hit my head once, and that's even fallen down a flight of stairs. And you have the same set of stairs that I do. You know how big those stairs are.
Yeah, I do.
I should be dead several
It's
times
14
over.
steps. Mr. Terry says it's 14 steps.
Okay, however many steps. All I know is I fell down them.
Okay. What do you believe is the version or vision of death for you in your mind, and why do you think it might look this way?
Vision of death, like what's the Reaper look like in my head?
Yeah, what do you think the Reaper looks like to you?
I guess it's really just a dude in a suit, man. Comes over, taps you on the shoulder, says, "Man, it's time to go. You had a good time."
Like what? I need, but like, what kind of suit? You talking about like you talking like men in
like a pinstripe suit, like a Matrix suit type deal.
Oh my God, this guy. So a guy dressed in all leather with shades on comes and says, "Hey,
No,
buddy, I'm taking you out. I'm taking you out. I'm taking you out."
The motherfucker, the FBI looking motherfucker.
Are you talking about the Men in Black?
No.
Yes.
The FBI motherfucker from the Matrix with the shades and everything.
They wear suits.
Yes.
Yeah. You're talking about the Men in Black. The people that wear suits.
Yes, but when you say Men in Black, I think fucking Will Smith and fucking the others.
No, not Will. I'm talking about the conspiracy of Men in Black that people think of. Okay. All right.
Like
So the government. So you think the government is death? I understand. All right.
Yes.
The government is death.
In life, the government is death, not just in fucking. Goddamn, that's a whole other subject.
Hey, you never know. G-Man might come up to you and be like, "Hey, it's your time. You either come with us or we shoot you in the back of the head." And,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
How would you like to meet the next love of your life, and how do you think you would meet them?
How would I like to meet them?
Mm-hmm. How do you think you would meet them, and how would you like to?
That's an interesting one. Well, it's probably going to end up being a friend of a friend of a friend through Facebook or something like that, 'cause that's how it usually happens.
What?
How I'd like it to happen.
Well, stare this way so we can hear you.
How I'd like it to happen would end up being,
Mutual friendships.
end up going on a cruise ship or something with a friend. This is, I'm thinking pre-corona and all this new disease crap, but
Right?
canceling all that crap out.
Right? Canceling all the corona out.
If it, say that...
If I so happen to get laid on a cruise boat, you know, cut all that corona out.
Hell, I was 16 the first time I got laid on a Disney cruise ship.
Oh my God.
She was 22.
They're legitimate questions, sir. Alright, we're switching it up again. These are questions about past, presents, and futures.
Presents. I like presents.
Right? It's funny because I drew on the little sketch I got here. I drew a little paper that has an A plus on it, so he passed it, and then I put a present right there in an envelope, and then I put future and I just put an alien ship right there. So it's just like, oh, my kid passed. Oh, somebody sent me a present. I'm being abducted and probed by aliens, and that was my concept on this little drawing.
So basically, what you're saying is good
Past,
grades.
present, and future.
What you're telling me is good grades will get you anally probed by aliens.
I mean, technically, yes.
Why am I glad
Technically, if you're really, really smart, the aliens will come and probably try to figure you out.
Boy, am I glad I
Just
was
saying.
dumb and stoned in high school.
All right. If you had to go to the past, present, or future, where would you go, and why do you think that time period is better than this?
Man, I'd have to go to 1955. I gotta save Doc from the clock tower.
You gotta go to 1955 to save Doc from the clock tower. That was not scripted. Do not sue me.
For real. If I had to go
I do charity, don't sue me.
If I had to go back in time and do something,
like legitimately.
I'd legitimately go back.
It's legitimate.
I'd legitimately go back and save Dimebag down from getting shot in the motherfucking head, and save the other 3 people that night that got shot in the fucking dead. Because some crazy ex-Marine motherfucker shot a motherfucker in the head 8 times.
It's a sad world out there, children. Alright. Alright. About how many concerts can you remember going to and or working?
Good 700 of them.
Good bit?
Good bit.
Like, can you give me a guesstimated number?
Probably about 745 of them.
745. Alright. We're going to put 745 down here. That's a lot.
That's going to, working, festival shows, because festival shows, I consider it's a band playing like 4 or 5, 6, 7 songs a set in multiple bands, so I consider those just different concerts within a concert, if you kind of catch my
concert, so like little mini games inside the real concert.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. So those don't count.
Like Ozfest shit it was like 7, 10 bands. You have a main stage rotating several acts, and then you get a second stage.
Okay.
And like main stage would be like, say,
the biggies, the biggies, and then the little one would be like your little, here, come get this appetizer, and then we're gonna give you this full course.
Yeah, no, sometimes the main acts would jump on second stage too. Like there was a year Ozzy was playing rotating slots on main stage and rotating slots on second stage.
There you go. That works too.
Like Zakk Wylde was playing with Ozzy main stage, but he was playing with Black Label Society second stage.
Okay.
There's different iterations of shit like that. But you got festival-wise, you got Ozfest, then you got Download UK. Fucking the motherfuckers in the UK can put on a goddamn concert. Those motherfuckers know how to party too.
If you could spend your life as someone else in any part of time, do you think your life would be better in that time?
Depends on the person.
Well, I mean, you get to pick the person, whether it's Isaac Newton, Elvis, some kid from a few years ago, if you're already, sick of being 32.
I'd probably go back and relive a few years with a few different people.
Well, there you go. But if you could be somebody else in a different time is the question. Who would you be in a different time?
Who would I be?
Yeah, who would you want to be in a different time?
The question is, do I have the knowledge that they have?
Yes, you would be them.
Knowledge?
Yeah, you would be them and you at the same time.
Okay, so I don't.
You would know that. You would know what happens in the present,
okay.
even if, like, say, if you went back to the past and you were fucking let's say you were George Washington. Say I wanted to be George Washington. I go back, instead of fucking giving myself wooden teeth, I'd fucking put a whole grill in my mouth.
I got one for you. Oh, what I know about technology now? Bill Gates.
Well, there you go. That would be an even more aspiring chapter to everyone's life. Okay, let's see. What do you think the future will be like in the next 15 to 20 years, and do you think life would be better or worse?
Leaning towards not better, because even before this corona thing, we've got a bunch of millennials of eating Tide Pods and drinking bleach.
Smoking bed bugs.
Yeah, and we're being literal now, people. I'm not fucking around with you. And you get a whole generation just staring at their goddamn phones. I've seen people in the same room talking to each other through a goddamn phone, and they could be having a conversation like I am with you now, or I am with him right now.
Hey girl, I'm finna text you so I can tell you what I need to tell you from the couch.
You see what I'm saying? Look at these people. They can talk to each other. They just did, but they gonna text. You made my point on purpose.
Yeah.
So, dude, think of this. These people are going to end up the politicians to like, oh my God, you hurt my feelings. Oh, mommy. These people, like the socially politically correct. Yeah, I get there's a thing like, okay, yeah, you can be PC to a point. Fuck. Don't be racist. I get that. PC but I mean, like, me saying I don't like this politician hurts your feelings how?
Right.
I post something on my Facebook page. Why do you gotta come in and insult it? Or just because you post something on your Facebook page doesn't mean I have to come in and insult it.
Right.
But like I said, it's all gonna. The whole world's gonna end up coming to an end anyway with these millennials, because someone's gonna piss off China or somebody else somewhere. Somebody's gonna let off a nuclear bomb, and there's gonna be three things left: me, Ozzy Osbourne, and the goddamn cockroaches.
Oh my God. If death came to you and he wanted you to take his place in collecting souls and flipping death's coin, what would you choose? Your life or death's life, and why?
Well, is it
like if the Grim Reaper, your version of the Grim Reaper
like
came to you and was like,
or some shit?
who knows? Maybe just tired of fucking people's bullshit and this fucking sack's getting heavy. I don't know. But
is it like if I don't do
like
it, I'm on
the actual essence of death? If the actual essence of death came to you and was like,
well, the question is,
you know, hey,
if
I need a break.
Well, what happens if I say no?
It doesn't specify what it says. We don't know. You're probably gonna die if you say no to death. I mean, so either you choose to have your own life.
Well, that being the case, if I'm gonna end up dead anyway, there's a balance that's gotta be kept. Yeah, I'd probably do it.
You probably do it. You gotta keep the balances.
You gotta keep them checks and minuses flowing, man. You can't keep bringing kids in if people ain't going away.
If you had a chemical that was concentrated love, lust, and charm in a bottle, who would you give it to and why?
Bill Clinton, so he could get back in the White House and make us a bunch of money again.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Alright. What do you think love, death, and life have in common? And what do you think? And what do you think the past, the present, and the future mean to you? Says, what do love, death, and life have in common? And what does the past, the future, and the present mean to you?
Love, death, and life all have one thing in common, and that would be time.
Okay, so time. Okay.
And the other half of that question is what now?
Okay, the other half is, what do you think that the past, present, and future means to you?
Like I said previously, the past is gone, man. But the past is just the whole. Hey, man, that was fun. Present's more of a. Okay, the past was fun. I'm on this ride. I'm willing to see what happens next. And the future's the what happens next to that shit. And that's always constantly changing, moving, and evolving. It's got 1,000 million working parts to it. You don't know where it's going to go, what's going to turn, or which end is up. But I'm damn sure of one thing. I'm going to have fun on the wild ride called life. Because there's one thing for sure. It's better to be seen than to be viewed.
If you got a second chance at life, but you had to pick a time period in the past, where would it be, and why would you choose that time? This is you now. You get teleported to the past and get a second chance at life, but you have to live in a different era.
Probably 90s, because I'd just end up doing the whole roadie thing again, probably, and just do it with a whole shit ton more killer bands, probably the same bands at younger ages.
Right. Alright. What is the thing that you want most in life, and what do you value most in life? And what would you do to keep this value in life?
Okay, reread that one, because that one just twisted my brain in about four different ways.
It says, what is the thing that you value most in life?
Okay, stop there.
Okay.
That would be honesty.
Okay.
Because I was a lying sack of shit for years, and I had to learn honesty.
Okay, so what do you... No. What is the thing that you want most in life?
What is the thing that I want most in life?
Yeah.
The thing that I want most in life is the thing that I give most in life. That is respect.
I thought you were going to say cock. How do you keep the value of what you have in life?
Make every day count.
Okay. How do you believe that life first started for what is the first thing you ever remembered?
Say that again?
I said, how do you believe life first started for you? What is the first thing you ever remembered?
First thing I can ever remember.
Like when you were born, what is the first thing you can remember after you were born?
First age I can remember is about 2 years old. I can remember being on the floor of Worcester, Massachusetts, was Boylston Street. I can remember being in the kitchen pantry with a loaf of bread, somehow I got it off the counter, and a toaster sitting on the floor, shoving bread in the toaster because I wanted toast. Yeah, that's the first clear memory I have.
If you have ever had someone pass away in your life, loved one, friends, or family, how do you feel in that moment, and what did this death mean to you?
Dude, I've had several over the years. The most recent was my buddy Dan, and that sucked because it wasn't. We were told it was COVID, and then we found out it wasn't. We were told he committed suicide, then we found out that wasn't true. Then we finally found out the full story on it, which was a combination of somebody beat his ass, and he ended up ODing on fentanyl, which is a little more okay to swallow. But with him, it wasn't as bad as some, because we'd expected his for a while. Now my Aunt Bonnie back at 38, when I was 16, that was a hard one. But life goes on, I guess. it doesn't really get easier as much as you think of it less.
What was something that you just couldn't stand in the music industry?
The one thing everybody since 2001 is guilty of, and that would be fucking illegal downloads of music, because it is raping and killing the music industry and the artists, and not just the artists, but the trickle down, because there's trickle down. It's not just the artists. Everybody thinks the artists make millions and millions and millions and shit of fucking dollars and shit. There's a trickle down effect. They gotta pay their managers, tour managers, roadies, road crew, truck drivers. So, X amount of money that's made off that tour, bang, right to that. X amount of money that's made off the tour merch. You gotta pay each venue to perform there. And then you gotta sell X amount of tickets over what you paid to play there to make money off that gig. So, when they sell music, that's putting coins straight in their pocket. That's why I've been saying for years, they need to go back to tape and freaking not CD, but record. They need to go back to tape and record, man, so people can't start ripping music off. I mean, Lars Ulrich was an asshole with the way he went about Napster, yes, but he was not wrong for going after Napster. Just the way the motherfucker went about it.
I think that wraps it about up. That's it.
That's one thing I can't stand.
That's all, folks.